Welcome to the TBE Talks podcast at the UBC in Bath. We'd also like to thank Milstead Langdon and Goff Solicitors for sponsoring this amazing opportunity to meet some inspiring people. And I'm talking about the TBE Most Inspiring Women of 2026.
Hello, my name's Jo, also known as BaldMotherTucker, and I'm here to talk about alopecia.
Take us right back to what happened when you first realised that you were losing your hair.
I had just gone back to work, so I'd come off maternity. I felt really run down, and I found a patch on the side of my head, very smooth, completely bald patch. And so I booked an appointment to be with my GP, and he booked me in for some blood tests. And then during the space of those 2 weeks over the Christmas holiday, all of my hair fell out completely. And then I went back for my test results in a bobble hat and whipped it off for the doctor. His face was a picture.
How on earth did that make you feel?
I thought I was devastated, but it was the lack of control. So I didn't know what was wrong. I didn't know if I was unwell. It was literally coming out in handfuls. I could pull a clump of hair and it would just, without pain, would just come away in my hand.
I mean, clearly when something like this happens, as you say, it's a shock.
Yeah.
Any answers, any idea of why this happens?
They refer you to dermatology and you are put down as being an autoimmune. It's an autoimmune disease. And they don't further investigate, so that you're not giving any kind of reasons, specific reasons. It could literally just be, it's basically your body, a switch goes off in your body and it suddenly thinks that hair is the enemy. And so it just eradicates hair, basically. And it's varying stages of alopecia. So there's lots of different types within that and how it affects people. For me personally, I had the most extreme version, which was alopecia universalis, which is total hair loss of the head, face and body.
What about your relationship with friends and family? Because obviously when something like this happens, you're having to deal with it, but so are other people and their reactions to it. So what was that like?
I made a conscious decision to be very open about what had happened from the very beginning, because I didn't want my daughters in particular to feel like their mum was unwell, or for people to pass comment. You know how people can idly say, oh, is your mum having treatment? Is something happening? And so I was very, very open, and I explained it as an autoimmune. I explained it that it was not any particular reason that it's happened, but I am well. And so that's when I started my Instagram, because I was just I shared it with friends and family. I was very ask me any questions you want to. I'm very open to discussing this. I wanted people to be able to approach me and be educated on it as well.
You say you got 3 daughters.
Yes.
Obviously, they've seen mum go through this. What do you think it's taught them?
I think it's really, they're very aware of visible differences and treating it with kindness, to the point where, we've been on holiday before and there was a lady that was obviously suffering hair loss for whatever reason. She had a big hat on. And the girls were so overjoyed to see somebody that looked like their mum. They were like, Mum, she looks just like you. And I'm like, yeah. And other people may have thought that they were looking for different reasons, but it was just because they were so happy to share that. They're so blasé. They're so bored of my wigs now. It's literally a very uninteresting thing in our house, but they are, it's very normal. And even when their friends come over, they're just like, oh yeah, my mum wears wigs. And then their friends are like, oh, cool. And then it's literally a change of subject. So
you decided to go into the dating game. This was, I would imagine, had mixed fortunes. I know there was one particular incident which had a big effect on you. Would you like to share that with us?
So I became single. My marriage ended after losing my hair, not directly after, but and so I decided to start dating again. And obviously now I'm hairless. The last time I was single, I was in my 20s and very hairy. So now it's been interesting. I've had people block me as a result of learning that I've got alopecia. I've had people just cancel dates, not want to talk to you, literally mid-conversation if I mention it. It's been a challenge, but not everybody has been that way. Some people are lovely and some people have been, it's not been a thing at all.
Now you turn to social media. BaldMotherTucker is a great name, which I understand you came up with.
Yes.
As a way of saying, look, this is who I am and this is what I do. How much has social media helped you?
One of the most important things I think about having this is you need a sense of humour to a degree, hence my name. It's been a massive help for me. I think for the first year, I kind of wallowed a little and I was looking for solutions to solve it. So if somebody had said, rub cat poo on your head and it will bring your hair back, I would have done it. And then once that year kind of passed, I started to work with some wig brands, so some big American wig brands, and it kind of developed from there. And so I got kind of educated on wig wearing and really enjoyed passing that information on. And so then I met others that had the same as me. And so it's been a really positive impact on my life, really.
How do you celebrate your uniqueness? Because it is unique for you. And how do you embrace that?
I kind of joke about how I'm a bit Harry Hillish at bedtime because I wear big, thick glasses, or a bit of a potato in the mornings, but I'm completely comfortable with that. And I think that sharing the positivity really helps others to feel comfortable in themselves as well. And so I always say I'm taking one for the team, but I don't mind kind of not poking fun, but just kind of being at ease with how I am. And I think it helps others as well.
Well, there is an element of negativity, as you've said, about these things and the challenges you've had, but you must have had some really nice positive comments as well, particularly maybe posts and comments and likes and things that you've had on social media. So is there anything in particular that sticks in mind for you?
There's been wonderful comments, like really wonderful. And some people who are at the start of their journey will kind of reach out and send me a particular message. And they're just like, oh, you've helped me. It's been really helpful seeing somebody that looks like me. Or even if their daughter or son has been experiencing alopecia, it's really heartwarming. And I love receiving those messages because actually I'm always glad that I call it my ramblings. I'm glad that it could be helpful to someone else. And so I'm always very grateful.
You've also been on Channel 4's First Dates.
Yes.
What was that like?
It was good fun. It was really good fun. You genuinely forget that you're being filmed, genuinely. And the team and the whole kind of setup was very well done. It was good fun. My date wasn't for me, but he was like a really great guy and we had genuinely had fun. It was a fun time.
Yeah. You've not stayed in touch then?
No, we haven't, no. No.
I'm always interested in this one. When do you most feel yourself in all of this?
No matter what the hair I wear it so it's mine and I feel completely comfortable and myself in each version of that. And I enjoy that. Like that's part of my thing. And I think tying in with the dating, it's always been really important that somebody's accepting of that, because I would never want to be restricted in how I present myself, because for me, it's like a handbag. It's just an accessory.
If you could look back to the time when you first found out that you had alopecia and you were diagnosed, obviously you're learning at that particular time about yourself. What bit of advice would you give to yourself if you could go back and do that?
One of the most important things is the acceptance. So acceptance of what's happened. And that helped me to heal much faster, but it took a while to get there. So in the very beginning, I was very like, this is the worst thing that's ever happened. And actually it wasn't, but time is a great healer and it turns out okay. It really does.
Finally, Jo, let's talk about advice that you would give women who are watching and listening to this at the moment, who are going through summer challenges, whether it's at work or personally. Do you have a message?
As far as if you're experiencing hair loss, I think it's really important to just make sure that you've had all of the correct checks. So on a medical front, make sure that you've had checked in with the doctor, had some blood tests and things like that. On a kind of personal front and how you feel about yourself, try and own it as much as you can. People actually aren't as shocked or as unaccepting as perhaps you may feel. And actually, if you want to wear the hair, wear the hair. If you don't want to wear the hair, don't wear the hair. Stop worrying so much about what other people think, which is really hard. But when you can get to that point, it's like the ultimate freedom.
Jo, thank you. It's been great to meet you today. So for anybody who wants to find out more about you, more about the condition of alopecia, and to follow you, what do we do?
So you can get hold of me on at BaldMotherTucker. I'm on Instagram and also TikTok, and drop me a DM.
Well, thanks very much, Jo. Thank you for being honest as well. And we wish you all the best for the future.
Thank you. Thanks.